It is August 10th, and today's day trades were pretty frustrating. The day is not yet over. I'm waiting on maybe one last trade to come about, one last opportunity. If that doesn't come, then I'm going to be finishing the day pretty much flat. My profit today is like $13, which is nothing. Today was a very big learning day. I broke one of my rules, and then breaking that rule made me miss out on a massive opportunity. So that is pretty much why you've got to stick to your rules. And maybe even if I wouldn't have broken that rule, I may have still missed out or foiled this opportunity. But let's go ahead and jump into it. Let's jump into showing you the screen. So now you can see my computer screen, and this is the 1 minute chart. These purple lines are the VWAP lines. This is the RSI down here. This is the 5 minute chart. We're looking at the SPY, which is the S&P 500. Now, basically we started with a gap up. So gapped up today, it's Monday. From Friday, we had a small gap up. Now, on the longer term time frame, this is an hour chart right here. We've pretty much just been following this trend line for the past 2 weeks or so. We're very extended to the upside. I knew that we were going to have some kind of a pullback. I thought, I'm still thinking we're going to have a multi-day pullback, but I knew going into this day I'm going to be patient because I'm going to wait for the pullback so that I can get long in a major way and then ride that thing up. Well, going back to today's action, it pushes up, opens up, pushes up, comes back down. I think I got long on this pullback down to the lower band VWAP, and let's just show this area right here. So it comes back down, I got long right here, pushes back up, it's pretty much just consolidating, doing nothing, and I knew that we were going to have some kind of a pullback. I messed up. I messed up big time because my number one rule is be patient, and I was not patient enough for this trade. So the market starts to pull back right here, starts to come back and test that middle VWAP, and I start to get long. I start to scale in a small way. It falls through that VWAP and comes down to the lower band, so I start to scale in a bigger way because I'm thinking, oh, it's going to bounce off of that lower band VWAP and then it's going to push up and I'll be in the profit and it'll be great. Well, keeps on falling through that lower band VWAP all the way through that lowest support line, which is at 334. So I'm adding in as it's coming down, which is normally my strategy. I do add in as it goes against me, expecting for it to hold right here. I was expecting for it to hold right here, so I was adding in a lot bigger right here. Got all the way up to about 2,100 shares today. It keeps on falling, tests that support as resistance, keeps on falling down. I'm still adding into it, but the bad thing about this is that I started in on the position way too early. If I would have started maybe at this support line at the 334, ideally to start when it breaks below this support line to start adding in, because the RSI had turned blue. It was very oversold. I wish that I had been starting to add in around this level and around as it pulled down very far from the lower band VWAP. This is 100% my strategy. When a stock goes below the lower band VWAP, the further away it gets below the lower band VWAP, it is a really good dip buying opportunity. But I just started adding in too early, so my position average was way too high. So then I was down, I think at this point I was down $1,500 or something like that. I was down here, and so I stopped adding in because I'm okay, this thing could really wash out. We really are due for a pullback. So I stopped adding in. It just magically starts to come back up, just come back with a vengeance and really pushes up. And by the time it gets up to this middle band VWAP, I'm pretty much break even. So at this point, I'm just all right, I'm cutting out. So I completely closed my position, basically at break even. Fortunately, I was able to make all of that $1,500 back, but if I would have just stuck to my rules of being patient, I jumped into the trade way over here, way when it was just a small little pullback. I knew that we were going to have some kind of a substantial pullback today because it's been overextended to the upside for so long. But it's sometimes I'm just itching to get into the trade, and so I jumped in way too early and had my average way too high. Fortunately, it did come back, and I don't have to, be a bag holder. But even if I would have just held it a little bit longer, it would have pushed back up. I probably would have made $300, $400 on this push up to right there. But I was impatient on my entry. I was impatient on holding it, which I can right off the whole impatient on holding it, because this thing, for all I know, could have just rolled over and just came all the way back down to the lows and kept going lower. So I'm not too mad at myself for taking the money when I was at break even. Believe me, I've had it where the stock has come back, I've been at break even, I did not sell, then it came all the way back down, and then I'm like, oh man, I really should have sold, closed my position, when I was at break even. But today, really, it's a learning day, it's a reminder day to remind me to follow my rules, be patient. Today has had some great opportunities that I just missed out on. I missed out on this massive opportunity when it became super oversold. And then over here, I think it was right here, when the market came back down for this dip buy, coming back down to this level here at RSI, which is like 30s, basically coming back into the 30s. That was another great dip buy opportunity, but I was so sour because I was thinking this thing is going to panic down lower. I literally thought this was going to come back, test this support, maybe even fall down to the lower VWAP, but it didn't, so I missed out again on another opportunity. So whatever, I'm going to be sitting on the sidelines for a majority of today. If it can wash out near end of day, which it doesn't look like it's going to be doing, it looks like it's going to be finishing near the highs yet again, but I was not able to get in on any of these dip buy opportunities because I was sour. I was salty from my first trade with it and missing out on that opportunity. And then I missed out on this massive dip buy opportunity because I broke my rule of being patient. If I would have just waited to scale in more until the RSI is more at my level, which is 30%, then I would have had a very nice trade today. But it is what it is. At least I'm not finishing with a $1,000 loss today. So that is my reminder to you guys. Stick to your rules, make rules in general, make sure that you have some kind of rules that's going to keep you in place. But yeah, this market is extremely bullish. I really don't know when we are going to actually find a turnaround. I mean, we're hitting all-time highs again. 335 is like all-time post-virus highs. 339 is our all-time highs of the market. I guess maybe that's when the turnaround is going to happen, is when we go all the way up to 339, 40, I think is something like that. A little over 339. And then maybe we'll have a sizable pullback. But I just got to be patient. Tomorrow we literally could have another sizable pullback that brings us all the way down to these low 330s. So I need to be patient on my entries, wait for that to come about, and then I can jump in and have more confidence. Like way down here, look at this, 16% on the RSI, man. That would have been a very low risk dip buy opportunity, and I completely whiffed it. But you live and learn. I'll keep trading, and thanks for watching this video. Click that thumbs up button, turn it blue, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video.